Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Fresh Baked. We've got a new construction update for you, and we're starting this update with the very dreamy Josh D'Amaro standing in front of the Quinjet, which we're going to get into more detail later. But I mean, how could you look past this? Look at this guy. This is the guy that's running the Disney parks right now, and we couldn't be more happy standing there all dope and stuff in front of that Quinjet. But we'll get to that. It's our first update in a little while because we haven't seen any new photos for a while. We got a couple from Bio Reconstruct a while back, and this set of images that we're going to look at now are from MiceChat. Now, I don't know where they got their images from. I'm not sure, who took these, but they could be Nearmap, is my best guess. But they are new images over Avengers Campus, and we're going to start here, with the main attraction, and that is the updates of what's been happening in the heart of Avengers Campus. And we'll lead off, of course, with that Quinjet. The Quinjet, in our last update, I wondered how they were going to fit the Quinjet on top of that building. To me, it looked like it was bigger than the building, and it is, I guess. They're letting the nose peek out a little bit over the edge there. You can see it strikes a very cool figure looking over Avengers Campus. Let's get a look at some of those other photos, actually, that were provided by the Disney Instagram account. Or I think it was Josh D'Amaro's Instagram account, actually. Look at that. That's like, it looks like it's still connected to the apparatus that lifts and drops the cargo. So that's a fresh shot right there. Man. That might be the coolest thing I've seen in quite a while come out of Disneyland. It makes me very happy to see this. It gives me hope inside that, that there is a future waiting for us at Disneyland and DCA. Very nice shot. And then here's a shot of the crew that helped bring this thing atop the Avengery building. Guys, they're on top of the Avengers building right there. That's pretty cool. And you can see Carthay, the Carthay Theater off in the left there in the distance. Those lucky guys. Man, can you imagine being part of that crew? And then one last shot. There's Josh again, looking badass on the left. And then two construction guys looking equally badass to his left. And then there you see the Avengery building, the Quinjet being lowered into place on top of it. And then Guardians Tower, very present. That's on the ground. Okay, so let's take a minute here. That's on the ground in Avengers Campus. That's the view you'll have when you walk through. Interesting. I mean, it seems it's obvious, but we never really got to see it from the ground. This is a new perspective. Interesting how present Mission Breakout there is. Behind them, you can see some concrete. That's concrete that's being filled in front of Pym Foods, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's going to be to Josh's back will be Pym Foods. Wow, that's a great shot. I could look at this for a while, but we can't. We have to continue. Let's take a look at that first aerial image over Avengers Campus. And the first thing that I noticed, the first thing that struck me in looking at this wide image is that definite progress is being made. This actually, as we're going to see, I think that we're approaching the finish line. I think that I think we're on the downhill side of getting this thing done. It won't be long, I don't think, before this thing is done. If we were to be doing weekly updates, we'd be seeing a lot of things start to become present. And that was something that we noticed at the end of Galaxy's Edge, where we could see that there was a lot of things happening. Week after week, new stuff started showing up because they're putting in all the final touches, and the final touches are the visible stuff that to provide the character and the definition of the land. So that's what we're going to start seeing here. So what do I see if we compare this? Here's the last shot we got from last July. Now, it's not the same exact angle. It's a little bit more on top of the land as opposed to the previous one being from an angle and a little bit further to the left, but we could still approximate, the views and make some observations. And the first thing that I'm noticing is all the concrete. There's just so much concrete that has been placed, in the hub, in the center of the land. This, as guests sort of exit the corridor for Spider-Man attraction, it reveals to you kind of the same way going through the tunnel at Disneyland and then having Town Square revealed to you. That's going to be the experience I think that we have at Avengers Campus. We're going to walk through Spider-Man if you're entering from that side, and then the quad, if you will be revealed, and that's what all this concrete here is going to be, that quad. And from July, you could see the definition for some of the features that might be present. I think they were just going to be aesthetic features, nothing major that we saw there before. But there was no concrete on the ground. But now we can see definitely that they have filled in a lot of those areas and defined, for that matter, a lot of the areas near it. Take a look at the tissue box restroom, and you can see some of those areas to the side. Those were more finished and polished than they were a month and a half ago, and they've added that little, shingle or awning above the entrance to the restrooms. Now, because of the angle, we're going to get a different perspective on what's down there. Back in July, we saw those concrete forms being placed in. I don't really see. I'm sure it's these different shaded grays here. That's what that is, but we can't see yet what they're going to become, unless of course we look at the concept art. Unfortunately, though, and I think we mentioned this previously, the concept art doesn't give us very much idea of what it is that they're trying to do in that area. I mean, these could be the forms that we're seeing now, could be this area right here in the concept art. Most likely it is, because everything else is just open walkway. By the way, look at this here in the concept art, and then go back to the recent. I wonder if that's what they're putting in right there. It's difficult to tell, but that could be. I'm not sure what that thing is, but it does look to be about the same place. But this is exciting. This is definitely giving us hope for, a more finished land, and I think we're going to start seeing this place evolve, especially in this area here, very quickly. What else can we observe? Well, let's go slide to the right to Pym Foods. In July, we saw them putting up these forms in front of the dining location, and now we can see that the concrete has been poured there, and they're even more definition. These are going to be outdoor seating areas in this location, and then these forms right here, which were not present in the last photo, is most likely a planter, I'm guessing. Matter of fact, if we look at the concept art, you can see a tree planter there with a lighting effect in there somewhere. And then there's the outdoor seating areas that we've talked to. And then while the angle is different here, you can see the entrance to Pym Foods. And by the way, I mean, yeah, the angle from our current image, you can see a definite entrance being the one that we've seen in the concept art. This sort of capsule shaped entrance to the Pym Test Kitchen, you can see developing there in this photo. Now let's slide down over to the entrance from Cars Land into Avengers Campus, and you can see that this area has also become more finished than it was prior. Although it's not, we didn't get the whole entrance from this overhead shot, but there was it was mostly dirt and whatnot there. But the concrete is getting more. I think it got more definition. The concrete that's around that tree. And then if we go to the right to the Avengery building, you can see that the side exterior wall has progressed a little bit. Not a lot actually, but some. It's progressed. It looks like they've finished the main wall there, but they've left a little opening. I wonder what the plan is. I wonder why they didn't put that in, if there's some other plan for that. If we go to the concept art, it's difficult to tell because of the angle again. Oh, you know what that is? The Quinjet now gives us a sense of where things are. And interesting. There's a connecting corridor, an enclosed connecting corridor there, or I'm assuming if you keep right under the Pym or right under the Quinjet, this thing is, they're going to build that out. So guests can maybe travel through that tunnel and into the Avengers building. I'm guessing. Why wouldn't they not have started that yet? Don't you? I find that interesting. Which takes us to the Doctor Strange area. And that's what this white form that we saw in July's image, that I believe to be this planter right here, which we can't see in this most recent image. And it does kind of make it more difficult to find out what they're doing. You know what? Let's move on to the next image, because that's what's got me curious. This is a brand new angle. We've never seen anything from this angle. Everything has been from either the top or more towards the Luigi's Rollicking Roadster side. This is the first time we've seen anything from where are we? We're Grizzly River Run, basically, over Grizzly River Run and facing Avengers Campus. And there is that white form that we saw before. Maybe that's not the same one. Maybe that's not this. This is definitely the entrance from Cars Land. This is definitely the entrance from Cars Land. I have to think that's the entrance to Cars Land from this angle, which puts Doctor Strange. Actually, this is the first best look we've had now. That has to be Doctor Strange right there then. Let's compare what we see here to the concept art, which it's difficult to have any certainty, but there are definite similarities. There's the arch, and then there's, which I believe well, now I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. That's taller and more angular than this is kind of more natural and organic. The design of that, I don't know if that could be the same, or unless this could be the entrance right there, that little sliver right there. I hope we get another chance to look at this angle in future overhead photos. I really do, because this is a fascinating look. Let's go back to the Spider-Man attraction building, which is enormous. The footprint for this attraction is quite impressive. That's going to be a hell of a show. But this one, I feel like, just looking at this, I think they're done. I think they're done with the exteriors of the Spider-Man building, because I don't see anything here that's much different than we've seen in the past. We didn't actually get a shot of this in July, so I'm not sure, how to compare it other than to go back all the way back to May, but that wouldn't make any sense. But even back then, things were looking finished on the exteriors there as well. Here's a close-up of that lane, and they're just putting the finishing touches on the Spider-Man logo there for this attraction. And that, to me, looks very much like a finished exterior. And we even got this one additional image from Instagram, along with those Josh Tomorrow images. And this is the up-close look at that Spider-Man logo. It looks really cool. I'm wondering, again, what if there's something at play here. This area, if you recall from back in the day, this area behind the logo is actually, you can pass through there. You can walk through that area for cast members. And I felt like it was designed that way for a purpose. It's part of the show, part of the Spider-Man show that we're probably going to see on the rooftops, hopefully. And I almost felt like maybe this logo was, it could be taken out, maybe, or had some sort of extra feature. The aerated grate is interesting. I would like to hear from people who might know why it is that they would have that, like a screen there rather than just a solid finish behind it. Why is it a screen? ponder that. Okay, so that about does it for Avengers Campus. Now, there's a few more images brought to us by MiceChat. Some lovely photos. This one is a beautiful shot up above Paradise Pier, Pixar Pier, and I mean it's just fun to look at. It gives you a sense of how things all connect together, and it's quite lovely. I really enjoy this. But one thing that they noted, and I noted as well, when you zoom in on Fun Wheel, there's some gondolas missing. It looks like, I can't tell if it's just the outer non-swinging gondolas or if it's also this, because it looks like there might even be some swinging gondolas missing, but I'm not positive. It's hard to tell because the spokes of the wheel kind of get in the way a little bit, but you can definitely see that there's a few buckets missing. I can only see one there on the top, and one there on the far right, another one here on the far left, and I'm not sure if these. No, those are swinging gondolas. It's probably nothing. They're probably just doing some paint and general maintenance on this because it's a good opportunity, I guess, to do that. I don't know that they necessarily needed any paint. They seem to be in good shape last time we were there. I felt like the place. I mean, it was quite lovely. So but I don't think it's anything major. And I expect that those to be back in play when they open. Back in Cars Land, you may recall when we were doing our construction updates before the park closed that there was scaffolding on the cozy cones. And that scaffolding is gone. The assumption is they were just repainting them. So expect, when you return to DCA someday, to find a fresher, brighter coat of orange on those cozy cones. Meanwhile, on the streets of Cars Land on Route 66, there's this thing. I don't know what they're doing here. Again, probably just routine maintenance. It looks like, they blocked it off. I don't know who they're trying to keep from getting in there. There's nobody in the park, but yeah, that's new asphalt being put down there. Maybe, I'm not sure. They probably had to dig something or do some maintenance on something underground in that area. So it's observable, but probably nothing important. And then here's the backside of Luigi's Rollicking Roadsters, where the cast member building that they have been working on for some time now has been going full speed. They have not stopped working on this. And it does look like that's nearly done. So that's kind of cool. We can't see the facade, so we don't know how that's looking yet. But yeah, that's nearly there. And by the way, interesting, you can see the Luigi's Rollicking Roadsters covered. And that kind of gives them a strange quality to them that I'm trying to get my head around. I'm not sure how I feel about seeing them like that. And also, one last thing. Here's the entrance again from Cars Land to Avengers Campus. And there again, you can see the white form to the left. That's probably going to be a planter. Let's take a look at the concept art once more. We can't really see. It's difficult to make out the entrance because they obscure it with trees. But that definitely makes me feel like this is the entrance right here, and there's the planter that will become revealed to you as you exit Cars Land and enter. And then Mater's Junkyard Jamboree. This is something we observed back in the day when it was, this was closed. The ride was closed for some time when the park was last open, and they haven't been doing much, actually. They resurfaced the whole platform, the spinning platform. You can see how new that is, and I would imagine they're going to do the same thing on the other side. What you see on the right with those yellow placeholders, I guess, caps, they've capped off the, where the tractors are planted on top of the platform. They've capped those off. That's how this side looked when the park was closed. When we last saw it, those areas were capped. They have now since put the trailers in place, but the actual tractors are still not attached. You can see some tractors off to the side there. They're probably just getting ready to put them back in. So this is probably a resurfacing, a freshening up of the platform, of the spinning platform for Mater's, and then they'll probably do the opposite side, the right-hand side, next. which makes me wonder, considering, well, I mean, if they were, I don't know if they're ready, if they would be ready for a September opening, like the rumors are going around that it's possibly September. I don't know if this attraction would be ready for that. And that's it, you guys. That is our construction update. I'm going to leave you guys again with this dreamy shot of Josh tomorrow. Enjoy. Hopefully the hero that we need for the Disney parks. Thanks for watching. I'm glad we're able to do this for you guys, and we'll see you next time. Fresh baked. We've got lots more videos for you to see, so grab a churro and check out some of our other videos and have your mind blown by how much fun we're having. We truly are the best of Disney Bake Fresh Daily. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time. Fresh baked!